move my seat up to make me look like I'm somewhat as tall as you.
Oh, we can almost see the music and more too.
Almost, okay.
Almost.
All right, guys, here we are at Go with Chrissy over here at Music and More Studio in historic downtown Wilson. So I told you we were going to be chatting a little bit with Mr. Ed Davis, one of my favoritist people in the whole wide world. Is your beard on straight?
Yes.
Is mine on straight?
Is that a Cheerio?
It might be. We're going to have a little candid chat.
I've eaten Cheerios for 2 weeks. How'd that get in there?
We're gonna have a little candid chat with Mr. Ed today. First of all, I want to say thank you for recording your project.
Oh, thank you. I just can't think of a place else I'd rather do it.
I
honestly.
appreciate that so much.
Awesome.
Now,
this has been a real treat.
I love the fact that you're coming in here because I get to twiddle a little bit and play along a little bit, and I'm so excited. Get to sing a little bit, so I'm so excited. Yes. Your project name, if you come up with a project name yet.
The best I can come up with is Damn It Eddie. I'm not sure how that's going to fit in or anything.
That's going to sell real well.
Childhood memories.
Mr. Ed is the best storyteller ever. And the funny part about it is it's true.
They're true stories.
They're true stories.
The nice thing about truth is I can tell the thing 75 times because it doesn't change because it's the truth. You know,
it's true. Yeah. So his musical project that he's working on, we have how many songs? I
think there's 15 altogether, including a couple of that are just straight instrumental tracks. I think we were up to 15. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that correct?
Yeah, I think so. So you started playing at a young age.
I started playing out in front of people when I was about 9 years old with my brother, who was 12 at the time. And my dad took us in these little redneck bars, and he would drink all night for free while we played music and stuff. And
seemed like a good trade at the time.
It was pretty good trade, you know.
For him. And you got a lot of exposure.
It wasn't too bad, you know. Every now and then there was a half a beer that was close enough that we could
sneak off.
You know,
that's what kids do.
Not that we would ever do anything like that, but you know.
Back then, yeah, that's kind of what.
My friends would, but.
Yeah, no, not him.
Yeah, my brother was horrible. Just check for cigarettes and just go.
And just keep on getting it.
But my brother and I, the thing was at the time, you know, there wasn't the kind of communication there is nowadays, where you can send somebody a text or whatever. People will come for a long ways when they would find out that my brother might be playing someplace, because you got that you know, the sibling harmonies. They just, you know, there's just something. And we never had that stage fright kind of thing. You know, we didn't get up there and have the jitters. We didn't look like
we didn't either.
You know, the deer in the headlights. You know, we didn't have any of that.
That kind of stuck, and you forget all your lyrics and all your words.
Yeah,
and
we were more like fox in the headlights. They don't care. But we had a lot. You know, we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and we met a lot of people on the way that were willing to share their wares with us and their experiences, and that really helped a lot. And and I try real hard to try to pass that on to somebody. That I have people come in and they say, well, I ask them to come and jam with me, and say, well, I don't play like you. Well, do you enjoy? As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter your level.
No, it doesn't matter.
You know,
music's music. It's universal language.
I mean, I hear guys like Tommy Emmanuel play, and I'm like, okay, as soon as the weather clears off, I'm burning these guitars. But the thing is, I'm still having fun with it, and as long as I'm having fun with it, and right now, this opportunity for me to write this stuff and to do the stuff that I've written myself, a lot of these have a lot of meaning to me. You know, as serious as I don't act sometimes, some of it really has a lot of deep meaning to me.
And that's the cool part. And like we were talking earlier in the session when we were recording, I was saying, your songs tell stories, which I think is lost in translation with a lot of contemporary music. And I'm not beating up on contemporary music.
Oh, I'm not either. But
we like it, we sing it, we record it, but there's just something to be said for storytelling.
And somebody got to dance.
Somebody's got to dance.
I'm not even sure what that means. Yeah, not me either. I learned to play the guitar because I couldn't dance. There was one of them things that, but it's I'm more of and don't misunderstand me, I enjoy playing some of the clubs and things like that, but my kind of audience that I appreciate more is a theater setting where they're all sitting down and they're actually listening to what I got to say, kind of thing.
Right.
And that's just And I appreciate that. And the one-on-one that I feel like I've got with the audience, even if it's 1 on 600, I feel like I'm making a connection when they're actually listening to what I've got, to say.
And I think that's really awesome. One of my favorite things is when you guys were on Song of the Mountains.
I tell you, that was so enjoyable, and the crowd, they were so accepting of what we were doing, and they come up, when people come up after a show and say, "You really touched me with what you did, that music." That's you can make money anywhere, but that you can't buy that kind of stuff. Right,
and people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because the story that went along with the songs and the music, and then you're invested.
Absolutely,
you're so invested.
And then of course Danny Hargis, that's my brother from another mother. He is such an incredible songwriter, and that was exactly when I got invited to the show. He was the very first person that came to mind, because I said, this is the kind of audience that needs to hear Danny's music.
He's so cool. He's a cool guy. He's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys all look the part.
The thing with the music is that I've enjoyed it. I'm 68 years old. I have no intention until I can't do it of stopping. And it's one of the things. It's not like boxing, you don't see any 70-year-old boxers out there.
Not many.
Number one, they can't remember what they're doing. But that's the kind of thing. Music it rejuvenates me, and it keeps me going. Sometimes I'll set up 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll have a guitar out and I'll be doing stuff.
Same here.
And I hear a piece of somebody else's music, and I'm like, hey, I think I could do this behind that. These little ditties and things like that. And it's, I'm preaching to the choir here. You understand exactly.
I love it, and it's an extension of who we are and what we do.
And by the way, the tracks that she's put down some stuff behind my music so far. And it's just absolutely incredible. I would suggest if y'all got anything in mind that you want to come and have some music done, right here.
That's very
I can't think of any place else that could do this kind of and the amount of and the patience. Like I was like a half hour late getting here because I fell asleep.
We call that grandpa's disease.
Grandpa, that's what it was right there. It was a power nap.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the kindness. We don't get very many versatile guitarist players like you are that can come in and write these songs, story tell, and then be able to have a specific style that you learned from your days in Wildcat, West Virginia. Yes. That is a very specific picking style that nobody else around here in North Carolina has.
That high elevation, low oxygen.
Whatever works.
Or something like that.
Those are the only fingers that worked in that high
exactly elevation. What it was.
Just play the guitar this way. But I've tried to watch, and I'm like, how the heck are you doing that? But it's learned. It's a thing that's learned throughout the years.
Yeah, and it's
not really taught. It's something that you just do and you mimic.
I did, and I learned to do that because I wasn't smart enough to know it was more than one guitar doing some of the parts. So I taught myself, all the parts at the same time.
Yeah, you play all of it. You play the bass, you play the lead and the harmony with just one guitar.
Yeah, and
it's amazing what you do with one guitar.
My fingers used to be long. I've been playing a long time.
You shortened them.
They get
kind of like me, I'm almost tiptoeing because he's a big guy, and I'm like, oh, let me raise my chair up a whole lot just to not look so short.
Yeah, that's I actually broke my little finger one time at a festival when my daughter was there, and she was going to wrap it up, and she says, "Should I get a Tic Tac?" And music is one of those things that even if somebody in another country listens to music, even if they don't understand your language, they can pick up by the inflection what's behind that music. I listen to there's a lady, I can't think of her name, and I'm really sorry I can't. And she is from Italy, and every time that she posts something, I listen to it. I don't understand a word she's saying, but I listen to it from start to finish because just the inflection. Yeah, absolutely.
You can feel it.
And that's what I enjoy about doing my own stuff is I get to release some of my emotions to somebody else.
And it's original music that I really appreciate, like with your original music and other artists that create original music. Covers are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, and I do other people's stuff, when I play out places, simply because.
Well, you have to keep the, beer flowing. And
absolutely.
People know something that you do.
And exactly, somebody will say, do you know any Hank? I said, well, Hank Smith, I went to school with him. I didn't know he made any music, but no. But you got to kind of, play to the audience kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I actually, when I play out places, I'm not a suit and tie kind of guy. I got a suit and tie somewhere, but when I play out someplace, I'm more casual, and I actually enjoy not just the singing part of it, but people. I'll actually be talking to people while I'm out there, and that's just something I've got to do that. My wife, she says that when we go places that total strangers will start telling me things they probably shouldn't because I make them relax. And it's not that, I'm not criminal, I don't.
But you're a very personable, likable, approachable person. So unlike so many other artists that they kind of get on their high horse a little bit, but with the story, there's also a story behind the Ed Davis.
It's like, for example, I remember one time when I met Arlo Palmer in person. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He says, "How'd you get past security?" No, it was just. But and I understand some of the people that are like Dolly Parton. I understand that anybody and everybody just can't walk up to her,
right?
Because it's a different world we live in nowadays. You never know what these weirdos are.
Yeah, exactly.
With me, I'm not in that situation of fame and fortune, so I'm still approachable, and I probably always will be because I don't have any delusions of grandeur. I don't expect to be a super duper star. I do have my own bus, but it's a school bus.
I thought you called it the full bus.
It's the full bus.
It's the full bus.
It even says right on the back of it.
It's pink.
Full bus.
And I like it. It's pink.
Yeah. Right now I can't feed it because diesel is it's crazy.
Yeah. But, Tell me about it.
But
we might have to hire some horses or mules to pull us down the road.
That's exactly right.
It'd be cheaper.
Great idea.
Be cheaper.
A team of zebras or something. That'd be even better. Nobody does that anymore.
Nobody does that anymore. I don't know whoever does that. As you can tell, we have had a fabulous day of just laughing and just having a good time. So I want to plug his website. Oh, and we're also thinking about podcast. What would you guys like to listen to a podcast, listen to some music, and also have some live videos? That way you could kind of see what we do and how we do it
absolutely.
In the studio in that process. So just let us know in the comments below, and I don't know, we might have to work on that title.
And then some days will be Cheerios and some days will be cornflakes.
You never know. You never know. You may have rubber bands in your beard.
Is that a cat?
It might be.
Could be.
We never know.
Does possums wear collars? It's probably not what it is.
But we love the music, and being in the South, and you're born and raised in the mountains.
Here we go. Yeah, we're
Wildcat, West Virginia.
We're ready for some fun.
Yeah, redneck fun at its best.
Absolutely.
But in a contained environment.
Yeah, well, that's not like incarcerated, right? My probation officer said I
wouldn't want to turn you loose. Yeah, right. In a contained environment. You don't have a probation officer.
Yeah, I do. Been married to her for 40 years.
Oh, I may have to edit that part out. She is going to knock your noggin.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. But one of these days, I got to get her in here for this because she also is great musician, and she just doesn't do it as often as I would like for her to do it. But
she does play very well.
Lydia plays quite well.
So let's plug your website. What's your website?
I have a website. It's real simple. It's www.
You don't have to say that anymore.
Musicbyeddie.com, and of course Eddie's spelled Eddy because
he's fancy.
Why? Because we can.
He's just fancy, and I'll put it in the description box below for you.
There's not a lot of stuff on there. Well, I've tried to change it. Well, Lydia has to change it periodically because I'm not sure which end of the computer to pour the kerosene in, so she has to do these things for me.
That's probably wise.
I'm definitely borderline on being computer illiterate. That's if it's more than 3 clicks I'm done.
You're done.
That's
why you drop your phone most of the time when we call and say, "Hey," and I can hear you in the background.
It's down there on the floor somewhere.
But we will see you guys soon.
Well,
Be looking for the project.
And thank you all very much, and thank you, Chrissy, for
I
for doing
appreciate
this.
it. So we'll probably catch you guys back with some little stories and things coming up over the progress of the project, so you can hear little snippets. Matter of fact, I might put in a little snippet here for you guys to just enjoy. It's really cool music. So thanks, Mr. Ed.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.
Peace, y'all.